The deal is that there should be a low level of circulating virus, which there isn't. And the deal is that it wasn't necessarily, I believe, based on an R naught that Delta has, so a highly infectious one. But leaving that aside, the other deal was that there may well be lockdowns when required. So it's not like lockdowns are going to disappear. They're just not. Now, one of the issues that the states and the federal government could be looking at is we have very, very obvious epidemiological information that says the under 40s are driving this Delta outbreak. And there's absolutely no doubt about it. 39% between 20 and 39 years of age, and about 30% in the 19 and under. So, you're talking 69%, the majority of cases of the young. So what they could do to try to ease the terrible financial burden of Australians and business is to focus on the 20 to 39-year-olds. They acquire infection and they drive it. So focus on the 70% of them or the 80% of them, then go to the 19 years to 12 years of age. We do know that we have approval for the 12 to 15 years of age receiving Pfizer. However, the government or the TGA have only given approval for them to be receiving Pfizer if they belong to a particular risk group. But we have very good data from America where they did a randomized control trial where the 12 to 15-year-olds had the same efficacy and the same side effects that were minimal. So we should be rolling it out to 12 to 19-year-olds as the second priority group. And then we should have less likelihood of lockdowns, but we still need them just in case, because I can't see how Victoria and New South Wales are going to get back to zero.
No, and you say that the modelling was based on sort of at a lower level, 30 or so, right? But the Doherty Institute has answered this criticism or the question marks around this modelling, and their answer is that even at a higher rate, it still stacks up. What's your view on that?
Well, I think that what they're failing to appreciate is the drivers of children and the drivers of the young. So remember, there are about 4.8 million kids between 0 and 15 years of age. So they're not going to be vaccinated under this plan. That's 4.8 million. And then you have about 6 million adults who aren't included in that release at 70%. So 30% of adults represent who are not, that's 70%. So the 30% left of adults, that's 6.2 million adults. So 4.8 plus 6.2 is 11 million people will be unvaccinated, unprotected, and therefore a source and transmission. This is Delta. Kids now are not just cases, they're sources as well. So I'm not sure why that wasn't included, but they've done the model. They can go back and re-add that to the model. Now then, Patricia, if we increase that rate of adults 16 and over to be vaccinated, so that we can be released from lockdowns at 80%, that still leaves 20% of adults unvaccinated, plus still 4.8 million kids. So, that's 4.8 plus 4.2, that's 9 million Australians that could still cause the Delta to go around and around. Then we have one more problem. So Israel has very clearly shown that after 8 months, because they started rolling out in December on a compassionate pattern, where 2 doses in the elderly and now leaving them vulnerable to infection, because they've got an older immune system. So now they're having to booster them. So we need to be mindful that the elderly as well will start to become more cases and more potential sources to others in residential aged care because they've been vaccinated early on. And one of my colleagues at the university, Miles Davenport's done a lovely paper looking at the vaccine efficacy and the drop of neutralizing antibodies, and clearly shows that even at a high level with Pfizer, that your neutralizing antibodies can start waning at 8 months, and the living experience is Israel. So we've got a portion of them, we've got all the kids, and we've got a portion, either 20 or 30% of adults not covered. So we will have circulation, and we will need either rapid antigen tests when we go to the football, rapid antigen tests when we go to school. There'll be lots of issues where we can prevent lockdowns if we start using science.